Well, as the first project of No New Work November, as it rightfully should be, it is my vehicle. Hooray! So let's talk about all the upgrades that I just finally completed on my vehicle that have been long overdue. I am now BlueGhosted! Woo! Which is kind of cool because, of course, obviously the color scheme of the car is black and blue, and now I have BlueGhozt as a controller for my halos, which were originally individually addressable RGB LEDs, and now they have been upgraded to the RGBW board. So absolutely nothing that you can see externally has been changed. It's still a completely custom headlight build that I created quite some years ago, and the only difference now is the internals and the controller are all different. Digging into the trash here, this is the old equipment. These are the RGB halos, as well as the 5-volt regulator and the controller for the individually adjustable LEDs. And there's a Bluetooth controller in there somewhere too. The big motivation for this particular upgrade is because I don't like being on my phone, which means I don't like using Bluetooth devices, which means I'm really kind of lazy when it comes to just getting into my car and driving. And since none of those really cool features would ever be activated unless I manually turned them on, now with BlueGhozt, I essentially have these features automatically. Ta-da! So I officially have a startup sequence, finally, and the best part of all is now it just stays on a nice running light white around the outside, and also, super great, is this is a pure white rather than an RGB mixed white, and also being pure white means it consumes less power, which means it generates less heat, which means that these are going to be more reliable products. Now I'm nice and close up for the shutdown sequence because I want to make sure you can see all that beautiful detail. And so every time I turn on the car, it's going to do the startup, and every time I turn off the car, it's going to do the shutdown without any interaction on my part whatsoever. So I like that a lot. I also have an upgraded turn signal now. So because it's BlueGhozt, I have the ability to choose and control what types of turn signals I have. So now I go that way rather than before it just did a little twirl, and also the turn signal there and the turn signal there, but those aren't new. The big deal to me is that that stays on white as that one does its turn signal. Before with the previous controller, that would actually just turn off and it would only be able to do a turn signal on one side and then not allow any of the lighting to be happening on the other side, which was just kind of a bum feature. Not a fan. While we're on the topic of turn signals, I can say that I finally upgraded all of the bulbs in the rear of the vehicle to LED. I always had the license plate lights, but I have to admit, I'm a little embarrassed to say that as the lighting guy, I still had a stock incandescent bulb for my turn signal, so that has been replaced and upgraded to LED. The reverse has been upgraded, as you can see here, because these things are insanely stupid bright. I absolutely love these reverse bulbs. And also the running lights and brake lights have been upgraded. As you can see, that's the LED bulbs for the license plate, and this is just the running light, but when you hit the brake, it goes on brighter because it is technically a quote-unquote dual filament LED bulb. And just to be clear, these are red LED bulbs. Do not put white LED bulbs behind red lenses. It'll look like poo-poos. Talking about some of the lighting on the front of the vehicle, there's pretty much videos on every one of these builds that I've done. Those side mirrors, there's a video on that. The gators, there's a video on that. The fog lights, probably not so much, but they're the Morimoto XB LED fog lights. And that's pretty much everything that we're gonna have is what you could consider running lights. That's all running off of the parking light circuit. All of those other things that I could do with it before, where it could do fun little color changing stuff like this, you know, it does all the fun things. Like it did that stuff before. What it didn't do before that it can now do now is it can go from headlight to headlight like that. And this is actually the first build I've done with BlueGhozt that utilizes halos, so it's really fun just to kind of play with the difference between halos and strips, you know what I mean? So the moral of the story here is that I can still do fun animated things that will catch attention. I still have demon eyes on this too. I didn't even turn those on during the video. This is really just about what I've done differently and what I did today / last night to celebrate my No New Work November, because now I can finally say that I got some stuff done on my car, and so I can move on with my life and start working on all of the rest of the things I have to do this month. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is 13 with Superior Mobile ByThirteen. This is my personal 2011 Nissan Juke with BlueGhozt controlled individually addressable RGBW LEDs, lighting trends, demon eyes, diode dynamics controller, Evo XR projector retrofit, ByThirteen lens etching, custom built housings, custom blue paint job, custom gators, custom wheels, custom side markers, custom interior, custom engine bay. Fuck it, man. It's just a custom ride for a custom shop for a custom guy. talk to y'all later. See ya.